of the ways that God speaks to us, or how that we recognize his voice, is that his voice may not be loud, but his voice is consistent. We've probably all been in a place where we hear a word repeated over and over again. Just we just keep hearing it, and there's no real explanation for it. I remember being very young and thinking to myself that I keep hearing this scripture. I keep hearing a song. I keep hearing a lyric of a song. There's something. I remember a few years ago, a very strange word, honestly, to hear repeated. But I kept hearing this word, infuse. And I thought, what a strange word to be hearing. But I was a little farther down the road in learning these things then. And at some point, when I finally decided to do a little bit of digging, I was sitting in a Bible study, and the person that was teaching the Bible study began to use the word infuse and talked about how that, well, the definition of an infuse is to become a part of something. And he used this very simple analogy of, when you want a cup of tea, it starts out as water, and then you put the tea bag in it, and voila, you have tea. Now the water has become what was infused in it. And the Lord began to speak to me about how that we are to be just that infused with him, and not going into that whole Bible lesson. I'm just using it as an example that I heard that word over and over and over until finally it really got my attention when I'm sitting in that Bible study and he says, and this is the meaning of infuse. Okay, I might be a little slow in some things, but I need to perk up my ear and to listen at that point. So I'm just saying, consistency. I have had people come in and repeat a word or a story or something to me, confirming what I already was hearing. I'm just saying, consistency is such a huge way of hearing God's voice, because that is our God. He changeth not, as the King James says. So when he wants to get something into your spirit, infuse into your spirit, he will just continue until you really pick up on it. And it used to take me a long time, because our culture says it's just coincidence, it's just happenstance, things like that. But I'd say to you, it is not. It is God speaking to you, but yet you may not be recognizing it, because I didn't until finally I said, God, what are you speaking to me? And I kind of felt like the Lord was saying, finally, you're getting it. So now I try to be a little quicker with it. But what is consistently being spoken in your spirit, what is a scripture that's continually coming up in your mind, that is probably something that God is saying to you in the moment, and he's wanting you to do a deeper dive. Because remember, every word that we hear is an invitation into a much bigger conversation with God.